Hey, I got two things for you today in today's update here on day 82. First and foremost, inside of Google Search Console, we are over 9,000 impressions, and that continues to grow out to Tuesday, July 4th. Today is the 5th of July as we continue out towards 100 days. We'll go ahead and take a look at pages, or the pages that we have indexed is at 101. Of course, if you view the data about those pages, you will see, or you will need to take note, that that also includes the pages, contact us, cookies, copyright, privacy policy, terms of service. It also includes category pages. So if you were to drop this out to say 250, you can see the posts don't actually come into play here. So minus these away from this 101 that we have indexed to get a good count on pages, because the idea here was that we want to get 100 pages indexed and ranked, or post indexed and ranked. And we do have currently 101 pages. So that's all looking good. And it takes me back to ChatGPT and the Bramework plugin, because I'm still looking at Bramework to see how it can help us, because so far so good with using this plugin. So I'll simply just ask ChatGPT, can you and Bramework help me with internal linking in my blog? It's providing some great information here. Now, specifically to your blog, I need to know more about your blog structure, the topics you cover, and the specific pages you want to improve. If you can provide a URL, I can use Bramework's SEO Analyzer to provide a more detailed analysis. So I went ahead and gave it universeunriddled.com, and Bramework has gone to work here. Go ahead and pause and read that. It gives some great information about the status of Universe Unriddled, and then it leads back into internal linking and the fact that the blog does have some internal links, which is all great information, but I wanted to get specific, or I wanted it to get specific for me to see if it can actually help me. Can you recommend internal links that I should make to get traffic to this page? And I'm focused in on this page right here, or this URL with this page, which is beginner telescope recommendations, which if you go back to our handy dandy blog post tracker, these are best buying guides or products. The keywords here are best, or they are transactional. Searcher intent keywords, meaning someone is looking to buy a telescope, looking for recommendations. We wrote that with Koala and also Koala Bulk, but we did get the keywords from RankIQ as well as from ChatGPT. We don't have a whole lot of those, but I was wondering, or I was thinking, how can we get traffic, or how could Bramework help us sort of think of getting traffic from our informational keywords, our informational posts that were built off those informational keywords based upon like things like fun facts or unknown facts about asteroids, or just about basics of astronomy or cosmology, and how that could lead someone to reading an informational blog post over to that transactional blog post where we make a recommendation for a product. And then of course we've linked out to Amazon, because ultimately the goal here was to get posts indexed and ranked to see what we could do with ChatGPT, RankIQ, Koala, and putting all that over on Grooveblog. But at the end of the day, I also want this content to serve the purpose of leading people to the final destination for us, which would be for them to click on our affiliate link so we could earn a commission. So back to what Bramework recommended based on the relative keyword analysis. Here are some potential interlinking opportunities for your blog post. Beginner telescope recommendations. You could create or update content on your blog related to these topics and link to your telescope recommendations post. So it gave me some post ideas here. They look really similar at first glance, but they are quite different. So go ahead and check that out. But then I wanted to move on here, and I wanted to say, where on my site do I currently mention telescopes and could link to that page? So I wanted to get Bramework and ChatGPT to go back and scan my site. This is a little bit too much to ask. It's too much heavy lifting. And you can see here that my polite chat buddy using the Bramework plugin has said, I'm sorry for the confusion, but as an AI language model, I don't have the capability to directly crawl your website and identify specific pages or sections where you mention telescopes. However, you can manually search for the term telescope on your website and identify pages where you could potentially add a link to your beginner telescope recommendations post. Here's a general process that you can follow. And this was pretty good, because on number 1, it said use the search function on your website if available to search for telescope, which brought me back to Grooveblog and the fact that there is no search button. But I believe in day 1, day 2, or day 3, we turned that off. I don't remember why I turned it off, but I did turn it off. So I wanted to show you here inside of Grooveblog where to change that. It is actually not under settings. It is under themes. You click on themes. Currently, there's only one theme inside of Grooveblog, but you can customize that theme. And under layout, you have the option to turn on search. So if you turn on search, it will put this search bar here at the top. If you turn off search, this search bar will go away. So you have the option here to toggle search on and off. So we could use that if we wanted to. We could turn it on and search for telescope, which I may or may not turn that on at some point. But for now, actually, let's just go ahead and save that and see what it looks like. We'll go ahead and exit. Then we'll go back to home. Actually, we need to go back to publish. This takes us back out to all the blogs that we have here. Then we'll go back into publish. You can see here that the search bar is not showing up. I wonder, do I have to hit publish to get it to show? No, let's go back to themes. And then let's go back under customize themes. Here it is showing up. Let's go to layout, show search bar or icon. Of course, where they're going to put the icon, get started for free. Maybe I just can't see it here. Okay, put a little search icon right here. So let's go ahead and look at that again. Search bar icon, but I did turn it on. I like the search bar, so we'll go ahead and save. I did hit save. This theme has been saved. Changes usually go live within a few minutes, but may take longer. Let's see, we'll go ahead and exit again. We'll go back to publish and let's see if the search bar is showing up or not. And here I'm still not seeing the search bar. So that change isn't showing up for whatever reason. Again, maybe I'll have to reach out to Groove support and find out about that. But the next option that ChatGPT gave us, and again, this is interesting. This is sort of the process. Even when you think something is simple, when you walk through this process and it gives you information, like number one, use the search function on your website if available to search for telescope. Well, depending on your theme or depending on the platform you're using, you may or may not have that search function. Something I didn't even think about, but I do remember turning it off. But the next one was if your website doesn't have a search function, you can use a site-specific Google search. Just type in your site name plus the keyword into Google. So I did that, and you can see here I searched the site universeunreal.com for telescope, and check it out. It listed all of the articles where we mentioned the word telescope. And man, oh man, over the last 100 days, have we actually published and got a lot of content ranked and indexed and possibility and have the possibility for it to rank on Google. You can see I'm just scrolling through here just looking for one word, and that word being telescope for our site. But these are all the pages and posts that we have indexed with the possibility of getting traffic. So that takes me back to step number 3, where Bramework is recommending go through each page and look for opportunities to add a link to your beginner telescope recommendations post. This could be in the main body of the content, in a sidebar, or in a related post section. Remember, the goal of internal linking is to provide value to your readers and help them navigate your website. So make sure any links you add are relevant and helpful. Of course, all of our content should be relevant and helpful. And if this video was helpful, if this case study has been helpful to you, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. Any questions that you got or something you want to see before we get to day 100, let me know, and I'll talk to you in the next update. Bye.